Anyway, we're busy from the bottom to the top some more. So next season, as I tell us, you're already relegation. Next season we're going straight to the top. And then we'll go out of somebody. Oh, they know how in your morning. Ah, Serite, you're going to let me tell you. Lebz of Thunder. Yeah, I'm fine. Or really, Usuper Town or a change. And then, follow the song. What's a new team? As an animal gaming, I just show for a succeed. So, next season, Recoya from the first kick and Recoya violate him. Again, another driver. Or again, say
Mina, I struggle to. I know we acting, but like I struggle to act.
When we had the callback audition, we auditioned with other labels and, chemistry tests pay you with the different labels. And I think he was shooting on another show, and so he was a bit late for the casting. So when he arrived, I'm like, who is this kid that just comes in whenever he wants to come in to the casting? Like, what's happening?
He's an amazing thespian. I always tell him, I'm like, you know what? You will be your own hindrance in the future.
I don't know how to. Okay, the ball is not gonna be there. We're just gonna kick an air ball.
His first words were, "Hi, I'm Thato Dithebe. So I was just wondering, what do you think about these two characters and their dynamic and their energy?" And I looked at him and I was immediately in awe because he reminded me so much of what I used to be like when I was starting out in the industry.
I struggle to, okay, Lebo, you just scored a goal right now. Celebrate. The stunt double is going to come in, they're going to come out, and then you're going to come in, and then just take it from the close-ups. Like, I really struggle with that.
He started in this industry very young, he's grown into it, and still he's not pompous about it. He's humble enough to be allowed to learn from others and his surroundings. I mean, there's even his character in the story undergoes a certain thing, and you could see even the depth of research that he was executing. He kept questioning his choices. Does this work? How does this work? He goes online.
And in the beginning of the show, we were doing a lot of that. To which I was like, I don't know how to play football at the level that Lebo was supposed to be playing it at. But I took it upon myself to go, man, can I get some training in, so that at least I can come in and be able to do my own stunts, do my own goals, have fun with it, so that even as a performer, I can be more confident in what I'm doing.
I gave him pointers in a sense that in the real football world, this is how it happens and this is how to go about things. And I'm happy to see most of the things that are being implemented.
However, I will say that came as a blessing and also as a curse because I am afraid. Nalang trainees, I never talk. Like, I'm tired.
It's very relatable, and I feel like I wouldn't be doing any justice if I don't share that experience because I have that first hand of being there as a professional footballer. So it made it a whole lot easier when Paddy and Percy opened that door for me, in a sense that, look, whenever you see something wrong, just let us know because we are coming from the broadcasting space. We are coming from the filmmaking space where we might not get it right. So we don't want to step on other people's toes, one. And I think now times have changed. We're living in a world where people aren't as clueless as they used to be, or ignorant rather, so to put it in a better way. This day and age, people understand football, whether male or female. They understand the sport very well, and they understand the ins and outs and the happenings of around football. So it's always important that we give them something that is authentic, that is very real, and I feel like that's what Champion is doing, because most cases we can shy away or probably bypass small details, but that small detail to the outside world, it means the world to them, So by getting those right, those small kind of things, those are the things that keep people glued to the screen, and those are the people that give you, the real props to say, guys, you're really doing something amazing.
For me, he reignites my passion and my love for the arts, because I think it started to die down over the years, because you get jobs and you don't get jobs, and they're like, oh, you're not famous enough, or you're not this enough, or you're not that enough. And you're just like, wow, maybe I'm not that good. And so you become a little bit disillusioned in your craft, but you still love it. And meeting him really reignited that for me.
It was so good to see a scene where Lebo concedes a penalty, his first game. Well, in a comic world, we're expecting Lebo to come in, score a goal immediately, and he's the hero. And here we are, champions. We changed everything up. It was like, oh no, wait a minute, he'll get his stardom, but for now he needs to suffer first. Of which that's what happens in the real world, where as a new player you don't just come in and hit the ground running. You still have to go through your trials and tribulations, your struggles within the team, within your teammates, the environment, and the culture shock as well. Because for Lebo coming from Hammanskraal and hitting it into the big screen, that's something. It's a massive change, in a culture shock as well.
The great thing about it is that you understand what it takes to be a footballer. You understand the discipline of it. You understand just how much work you actually have to put into it, because you go through it yourself.
I took Kwenzo, who plays Sipho, as an agent, and Ulebo to the Soweto derby so that he can be amongst the gents, can experience, the surrounding of playing for a big team or being part of a big team. For Sipho as an agent, how he can, tackle his character and how he can handle himself around the players and around, the club owners as well. So the gents, even Tim Ghost as well, they got to meet, the big bosses at Orlando Pirates as well, so that they can understand what it means. And funny enough, everyone was excited and they were like, champions, your storyline. But I like that. And for Thato Dithebe Lebo, it was very much important for him. I saw it fitting, even Ricky as well, I took him as well, so that he can understand what's happening in and around the space of football, which makes it easier. I do have chats with Brafil as well, which is, or Dumiswa Masha as well, when it comes to that. So I'm glad that whatever that I contribute, the little of it, it's showing on the screen, and it's also helping me, because it's tit for tat, guys. They know that as much as I'm giving them pointers about the footballing world, I also need them to hold my hand in terms of acting and show me, the ropes so that I can end my stripes.
Stadium visits and going to watch matches, especially when you're with Brighton. All the football players show him love. All the teams show him love. So when you're with him, everyone is showing you love. So now you're around people that you grew up watching, about Andy Lechali, and it's like, this is crazy, dog. About Obamanye, so like you're seeing all these people, and it gets to a point where you're like, oh, I'm having chats with my goats. I'm learning more about what they went through. I'm seeing what it means to be a player, the lifestyle that they live, and understanding a whole lot more and getting a deeper perspective of what it actually means to be a football player. And a football player in Mzansi, understand? So I think having him on board, having the training there, having the stadium visits, like all of that just helped me get a well-rounded understanding of what's actually happening.
So, I mean, when you're a hands-on person, regardless of what skill you are actually embodying or doing, whatever you're an expert at, for as long as you really respect the process and allow yourself that, we learn every day. Don't arrive on set having concluded and cast on stone that this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, and that's it, So because he's so open to learning, I mean, we'll be seeing him overseas in the very, very near future, I believe.
I don't think he realizes how important he was for the reinvigoration of my love for the craft. And it started in that audition room. And I was like, wow, this kid's really got something. And I remember saying to my own mom, I got home and I was like, look, if I don't get that job, it's because that kid didn't get it. Because I just know that he's supposed to be my son. So if they decided to go with another Lebo, then they've gone with another Gele. Like that's just what it is.
He's amazing. I love his background, his upbringing. He's well-mannered. I love his principles, his morals. He's respectful. Yeah, I love him, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And I'm happy he's my nephew in the story. Lebz of Thunder.
I think we've parented each other in ways that he might not appreciate or know. Maybe I haven't even told him enough. You've parented me enough, boy. You've helped me grow so much, you don't know. But, he makes it easy to be his mom on and off screen because he's curious, because he's so hungry to learn, and he's always observing, even things that I don't that I had forgotten about, that I maybe do. He'll be like, oh, you're so observant on set. And I'm like, oh, I am. And then he'll point it out and I'll be like, oh, well done, Kitu. Keep doing that thing that you know is the right thing to do. Even if it's a long day and you have 26 pages and the temptation is just to like go with the flow, keep showing up authentically as yourself. And so it hasn't been difficult because he's also such a pleasure.
And shout out also to the teammates on Giants, because now they're actually professional footballers outside of the show. So now they're also adding a deeper perspective of, hey, Tuana, no man, you wouldn't conduct yourself in this manner in the locker room. No man, you wouldn't be wearing something like this when you're running out. Like, yeah, this is where you'd be. This is how you'd be feeling, Grand Sharper, when you cost the team. Because this is how I felt, type thing, you know. So shout out to them, shout out to Brighton, shout out to everybody, man.